working. Your straw? Are those good?
Yeah.
The buffalo ones?
Mm-hmm.
I've never tried their buffalo sauce. Okay, guys, so we are taking a road trip to go get my sister so she can stay with us for a week. And I decided to do like a Q&A type thing. But we went and stopped at Zaxby's because we were hungry. And my chicken's cold, but it's still pretty good. Was your chicken cold?
Mm-hmm. The only person that had good chicken was Boomer. The dog got the warm chicken because he eats grilled chicken.
But it's good. It's still good, I guess.
So they had to cook his piece of grilled chicken. So his was fresh and hot, and ours is kind of like...
Check the cookies. See the fresh.
Soft, but not warm. Good.
They're good.
They got that good, soft cookie dough flavor to them.
Yep. So, first question, I'm going to let him do this one. But the first question was, how old were we when we met?
Oh, yeah.
Honey, you can't hold it against me because I don't remember.
Okay, so, believe it or not.
I would say like, what, 12 and 14?
Yeah, I was like 14. So, the first time I ever met her, was...
He never lets me live this down.
So, like, I used to work when I was 13. I volunteered at the skating rink because I live right behind it. And I loved to go to the skating rink. It's where everybody hung out. And so I like volunteered, and then I really started working there. When I turned 14, I got my worker's permit. That was my first job. So she walks in one time, and I look at her, and she is just like dry. I'll never forget it. She had on her black shirt, and she had really dark hair, but she had this little blonde strip. She had her braces on. She just looked really pretty. So I looked at her and I said, "Hey," and I hollered at her. Believe it or not, she did not give me a very friendly look. She turned at me and she was like, "What?" Just like that, and kept walking. I was like, okay, never mind. First time I ever talked to her. She don't remember that. She remembers the first time we ever talked was when we was hanging out with her friend Julie. That was not ever the first. That was not the first time we switched.
For me, it was, but
that was the first time we met, and it was at the skating rink. And I was 14.
And I was 12.
She was 12.
And we've known each other now for, gosh, we've been together for 8 years, but we were friends before.
Well, I was 14. I'm 26. That's 12 years.
Yeah. So we've known each other for 12 years. We've been together in a relationship for 8 years. Okay, so the next question was our dream vacation spot. For me, I don't know, I'm in between Italy and Bora Bora. But I would prefer Italy because I'm a big food fanatic, so I want to go to Italy to experience like real Italian food. And I would probably eat the whole time we were there. So for me, I would prefer Italy over Bora Bora. What is your dream vacation spot?
I don't know. I'm more of like a beach bum. Like I love my grandparents.
I think you like Bora Bora.
Like my grandparents have a place at Oak Island, so growing up I just spent a lot of time at the beach. And I don't know.
I would love to go to a really pretty beach.
I love the beach. So like a pretty like Hawaii, Bahamas.
I think you would love Bora Bora because you could rent huts out in the ocean.
Yeah.
And it's like crystal blue water. So, are we having any more kids?
Okay.
Or do we want any more kids? Is what the question was. Do we want any more kids?
Truth be told, if we could have one more, and it was a boy,
then yes.
before she turns 25,
Then
yes.
Yes, totally.
After she turns 25, that's it. No more.
It's a wrap.
Mhm.
Everything's closed. This was a good one. Relationship advice. I'm not the one to be giving relationship advice, but
Pick your battles. That's the biggest thing.
yeah, we have learned that.
Me and her.
Definitely figure out what is worth fighting about and what is not. If it's not worth fighting about, let that crap go and move on.
And tension. Like, if you feel tension,
Just walk away.
like me and her now, we don't fuss much anymore. And hardly ever do we ever fuss. Like, used to, we fussed all the time. It was bad.
It was bad.
It was. But, I don't know, you just kind of grow up and you get tired of fussing.
And people change.
At the end of the day, you have to figure out, like, okay, you know, she done something that I don't agree with. But she's her own person.
And it's okay to
You can disagree. I can disagree with her, but that's not a reason. Every time I disagree with her, it's not a reason to fuss about it. Like, we used to fuss over the most ridiculous stuff, and then after we got done fussing, it was like, why are we fussing, you know, over something that's silly?
Mm-hmm.
And you'd start fussing over one thing, and by the time you're done fussing, it's like, you know, it's over with. So the biggest thing would be definitely pick your battles.
And we're not perfect.
No, you know you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna have arguments.
Like, we still, like, I'll get in a mood and I'm just like,
She gets snappy.
forget you.
She gets snappy.
But we're all human.
But you learn to deal with each other. It's just like, for example, now I have dipped for 14 years and I just made the decision to quit. It was hard. I was ill. She picked her battles. You know, she could have went off on me and had every right to go off on me.
But I mean, I think we're getting through it the best that we can. So another tip I would give is work together. Like, if you're gonna be in a, you know, committed relationship and you're wanting to spend the rest of your life with this person, like, work together and communicate. Communication is everything, and we have truly struggled with that, but
we're doing so much better because you can't fix a problem if neither
you
of you.
don't
If I have a problem with her, she knows she can. You know, we've been together, we've known each other for so long. If I have a problem with her, she can read my body language. She knows I have a problem with something she did or something she said. But if I don't come to her, she thinks I'm just mad at her. She don't know why I'm mad at her. She knows there's a problem, but that's where the communication comes in, and in that, her
and
knowing.
also, if you're the only person that's communicating, you're
It
not
don't
gonna get
work. It
nowhere.
takes two.
It takes two.
It takes-
This is the last question, and it is, what have you learned in quarantine?
What have I learned in quarantine?
But I'm ready to get back to work. No, I'm just kidding. I have enjoyed being home with my family, and I think the number one thing that I've truly learned in quarantine is that time with your family is very precious. Like, I can't tell you how many family activities we have done since we've been in quarantine. Like, we built our movie theater and we've sat out there with our kids watching TV. It's been really peaceful and it's been kind of fun. Like, we've done a garden together. I mean, I've enjoyed
Cleared
it.
out the yard, made our yard, like our backyard was already huge, but we kind of cleared out some more.
Yeah. What
Build
have you
Bentley a
learned
bow range. What have I learned? My
in
biggest
quarantine?
thing
What have you learned in quarantine?
in quarantine, the biggest thing I've learned is, you know, like you work all the time, you know, your kids are in school, you don't really, you know, you're just so spoilt to the way that things are, you know, it's, you don't know what you got. We get up, we all eat breakfast together at the breakfast table. I mean, it's the little things that you don't know how much it means until you do it.
Yeah, the little things count.
That's the biggest thing I've learned. When you're out here working every day, when you
get so
she's
caught up
working,
with life.
you do. You get so caught up that you don't understand the value of what
and
you
the time that
actually
you're
have.
missing,
That's
and like
right.
the things that you're missing. I mean, you know, being home, I've really truly, our youngest daughter, like, I just look at her and I'm just like, she has grown so much in the past month.
And you don't know where the time is going because you're just so busy all the time. Me personally, me and my dad actually had said this. He said that they should quarantine people at least once a month. You know, like for a month every year, just because it really gives you time to slow down. It gives you time to sit back. You don't have the stress of work. You don't have the stress of all this other stuff, you know, school. Your kids are a lot happier because they ain't got to worry about going to school and doing all this junk, you know. You really get to feel the importance of your family and let them know and remind your kids, like, you love them.
And also, I've learned to not be so stressed out because, you know, my work is closed. He works from home. And normally I would be, like, extremely stressed out by not having money.
She was a mess when she first found out.
Yeah, the first day when we closed, I, like, had a meltdown, honestly, and he had to talk to me.
Her boss lady messaged her on Instagram and told her, like, hey, you know, I'm sorry, but the governor has shut us down, so this is when we'll reopen, yada, yada, yada. And she had gotten up, we were sitting on the couch. She got up off the couch, she went in the bedroom, and she locked the door. Well, I sat down on the couch. I didn't know she was in there, locked the door just yet. Well, my phone and her phone, where we...
My Instagram is connected to both phones.
We don't hide stuff, you know.
And my phone got stolen.
Yeah, and if you pick up my phone or her phone, like, all of our stuff's on there. You just log in, log out. So I seen the message from her boss lady. So I go knocking on the door, and she is crying. I can hear her crying, and she keeps telling me to go away, and I'm like, I'm not going away. I already know what's happening. Please come unlock the door, you know. And she was so upset. She was crying. She was like, this is all my fault. We just moved up here to South Carolina. This is all my fault. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, and it's just like we just talked about.
Like, he definitely reassured me
it's gonna be okay.
Gave me a really good talk that I needed.
I work from home. I'll take care of this stuff. And for her, it was slow down. You know, that's what I told her. That's exactly what I told her, to kind of like bring light to the moment.
And we are very blessed that we have, you know, some people have not been able to pay their bills and stuff. We are very blessed that we have been able to pay our bills.
And we're very grateful.
Yeah, you opened up my nail stuff.
But it really gives you time to...
You broke one of them.
Slow down. Okay. You know, quarantine. I kind of like quarantine. I've been able to play outside, and the weather's been halfway decent.
Alright guys, so I myself had a personal question that needed to be answered. And the question is what got me into makeup? And honestly, as a teenager, I wore makeup, but I wasn't that into makeup like I am now. But I've always been kind of like artistic and like drawing and stuff. So I think I was probably around 19, something like that, when I started like getting into practicing makeup. But I've always watched makeup like tutorials on YouTube. And then too, like, I went through a very depressed time, and I was dealing with a lot of anxiety. So makeup was like my form of escape and coping with all that. So I would say that's probably what got me into makeup, just dealing with life, and that was my escape.
My butt don't stink, your butt stinks.
I washed it. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Ready?